For centuries, whispers have traveled across America of massive skeletons unearthed from ancient burial mounds, of bones too large to be human, and of a history that mainstream science refuses to touch. Could it be that North America once belonged to giants? Or is this just another myth buried under layers of time and censorship? Across the Midwest and South, ancient mounds rise from the earth, quiet sentinels of forgotten civilizations. Early settlers assumed native tribes had built them, but many tribes denied any knowledge of their origin. When archaeologists began to dig, reports described enormous bones, tools for hands far larger than any humans, and even burial chambers built for beings over 9 feet tall. These so-called mound builders became an archaeological puzzle. Who were they? And where did they go? Some claimed they were an ancient race wiped out long before known native cultures, perhaps even predating the Ice Age. Long before newspapers, Native American tribes told stories of giants. The Cherokee spoke of the si-te-cah, a race of towering beings who lived in the mountains and could tear trees from the ground. The Choctaw warned of the Nahulo, pale-skinned giants who warred against their ancestors. The Paiute had perhaps the most chilling story. The si-te-cah, red-haired giants who allegedly hunted and ate humans. These tales, passed down for generations, mirror one another across thousands of miles. Could they all be describing encounters with the same lost people? By the early 20th century, a pattern emerged. Dozens of newspaper reports detailed giant skeletons unearthed, and the Smithsonian's arrival to take charge of them. Yet, when modern researchers searched for any trace of these remains, they found nothing in the archives. Not a single bone, not a single photograph verified. Some researchers argue the evidence was destroyed to preserve the established narrative of human evolution. Others suggest the finds were exaggerated or misidentified, but the coincidence is striking. The larger the discovery, the faster it vanished. Consider Brush Creek, Ohio, 1870. Excavators uncovered skeletons over 8 feet tall, laid in ceremonial burial positions. Or Wisconsin, 1912, where 18 skeletons, all significantly taller than average, were found in an ancient mound. Many of these remains displayed unusual features: double rows of teeth, massive jawbones, elongated skulls. These weren't isolated discoveries, they were nationwide, yet each story seems to end the same way. Excitement, retrieval, silence. Were they simply lost to time or hidden away for reasons still unknown? In 1911, miners digging guano from Lovelock Cave in Nevada stumbled upon a mystery that still haunts archaeologists. Massive bones, sandals over 15 inches long, and tufts of reddish hair were found among ancient artifacts. The local Paiute elders immediately recognized the site. It matched their legends of the si-te-cah. Archaeologists confirmed the finds, but downplayed the size of the bones. Over time, the larger remains disappeared into private collections, leaving only fragments behind. The few surviving bones, locked in small Nevada museums, still defy simple explanation. Skeptics claim that these so-called giant skeletons were simply hoaxes or the result of human error. Old bones can distort, soil can exaggerate measurements, and newspapers of the 19th century were prone to sensationalism. But believers argue that not all these stories can be dismissed so easily. The consistency of the reports, across states, decades, and witnesses, suggests a deeper truth. If even one skeleton was real, it would mean rewriting everything we know about human history on this continent. Today, DNA studies of mound burials reveal unexpected complexity. Lineages that trace back to ancient migrations, possibly from regions far beyond North America. Though none conclusively show giant genes, scientists admit that our sample size is small. There are also rare genetic conditions, like acromegaly or gigantism, that cause extreme growth. Could these legends stem from ancient individuals or tribes where such traits were more common? Or might they point to an entirely different branch of early humanity, one we've yet to identify? Some fringe researchers connect the giants to even older myths. Survivors of Atlantis, or descendants of the Nephilim mentioned in Genesis, ancient flood myths from the Hopi to the Sumerians, all speak of tall, godlike beings who once walked among mortals. Could these global legends share a single origin? While mainstream historians reject such links, it's undeniable that early civilizations often described their ancestors as larger than life, both figuratively and literally. If proof of giants once existed, why suppress it? Some suggest that institutions like the Smithsonian feared it would shatter the accepted evolutionary timeline. Others believe it was a simple matter of credibility. Better to bury a mystery than risk academic embarrassment. On the other hand, perhaps there truly was nothing to hide, and our fascination with forbidden knowledge drives the myth more than any hidden artifact. Either way, the idea of lost truth has a power all its own. Perhaps the enduring fascination with giants reveals more about us than them. They represent awe, power, and the longing to believe the world once held wonders greater than ourselves. Myths of giants echo across cultures because they speak to something deep in the human psyche. The desire for mystery, for meaning beyond the measurable. Whether or not these beings ever walked the earth, their presence in our stories reminds us of how fragile our understanding of history truly is. Thousands of mounds remain unexcavated, many protected by law or buried beneath modern cities. Could they hold the missing pieces, artifacts, bones, or inscriptions that might change everything? If so, what would we do with such knowledge? Would it unite myth and science, or deepen the divide? The mystery of the giants persists not because of evidence, but because of the silence that surrounds it. In the end, the story of North America's giants stands as a legend straddling the line between archaeology and folklore. Whether a suppressed truth, a misunderstood past, or a mythic echo, it continues to inspire curiosity and debate. Perhaps one day, new discoveries will confirm what so many early Americans believed, that giants once walked this land. Until then, the truth remains buried, deep beneath the soil, and deeper still in our collective imagination.